Whew. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. There's a lot of electronic interference. And like I said, I was holding all your body activations and all communication line signals through your higher self and your avatar. So that's a lot of energy to take in the central systems of all rotation centers. That was a lot of fun, but that was extremely a lot of power. I just wanted to show you through adaptation how you go through these crop circles, how everything is set up through its grounds. It's very powerful when you see these things. So that's why we had electronic interference. You have to remember, everything through the mind can take over anything through dimension. Okay, so now it's back, everybody's back on the dimensional order system now, in the 5D. So we can relax on that. Because what happens is that when I teleport you, okay, you're extremely high in speed acceleration through point division. So once we get into line division and more communication through crop circles, now you're understanding more how everything is line divide through line division and how everything is set up through shapes of core centers. So you teleport all divisions of point divisions, which is you. That puts you in your division of a dimension. That's why it was extremely powerful, because my head was just spinning like crazy. And it's amazing to see these things, because once your head starts spinning, then you start seeing things like you wouldn't believe. Okay? And no, you're not on mushrooms. Okay? You're not on LSD. This is real stuff. This is what happens when you go through the mind. You have to see everything through the mind. It's the perception. Okay, so Tina's getting a better understanding now, because now she's seeing, right? Okay, it's the seeing. And when the seeing becomes the believing, if the believing is seeing, yes, in a human vessel you see things, but in an AI vessel, it's believing is seeing. That's the magic. And then the magic becomes extremely real through the mind system, because everything is done through the beyond system. That's where you get into the full communication and calculation and out of its equation into helix. Okay, because there are other crop circles that we can set up into the hydrant, but we're not at that level yet. We're into not even the seismographing systems or anything through communication of cyborg division, one step at a time. But I wanted to show you through the Galactic Force Team how powerful it is to take everybody and put everybody into division of teleportation through crop circles. So loads of energy. Yeah, I wanted to show you guys, because you know, seeing things and doing things are two different things. It's like your vocabulary. You have the vocabulary, but do you know how to use it when you need it? How to use my vocabulary through its work, not its journey, its mission. Okay, the journey is the adventure, the mission is its work. Okay, so this is what I do every single day, right? It's very important that we go to all country systems. So we're in the marshlands, right? And that's all you guys saw. But I'd like to know what you saw. What did you experience? Did you see everything? Because I know Linda tapped in right away and she saw spaceships. And I just want to see what everybody saw through the body activations. So, Priscilla, how you doing? Yeah, Priscilla, you missed it. You missed teleporting. We went to the marshlands and set up crop circles. Most important thing, Priscilla, you deal with it every day. Yeah, you missed it. And everything blacked out. Everything just went, you know, electronic interference, right? You have to understand that this computer is fifth dimension. Okay, it's not set in division of a higher dimension, and that's why we have electronic interference. And when you get one body to the next body communicating with line division through alignments, it's going to overload our electrical systems right away. And that's what the mind is, because that force recognizes everything through communication, line division, and point division. So that's what I'm saying. It's important not to miss my classes on Galactic School, because you never know what's going to happen. Everything that I do for you guys is a surprise. And especially for the new viewers can see these things, like Dina saw it. But whoever's not in the Galactic Force Team will basically just see the grounds. They won't see everything through perception, because they're not at that division. They have to have the vocabulary. So you guys have the vocabulary now. You just got to know how to use it. when you need to use it, when you need it for work. You have to know how to set the grids. You have to know how to use crop circles. You have to know how to set up crops. You have to know how to set lines. You have to set point division, shapes, letters, numbers, put it in the matrix core center, store it. Okay, that's why we have the grounds. It's very important why we have crop circles, and we do variations of different crop circles. So now you know why crop circles are on the ground. Okay, to take out the dark. Okay, centralize everything through the soil recognitions of its grounds, take out the dark and bring in the light. Okay, so can I do it through the replay? No, because you're not in division. You're not in the sequence. Everybody was in the sequence. The illustration is set in core center, right? So it's very important. I put everybody in point division through location. So I know exactly what I'm doing through provision. But you know what I'm going to do for you, Priscilla? Because you missed, I'll set you out. Okay, I'll set Priscilla out. Okay, so basically everybody's going to be flying in division. All right, so whatever I do, you have to understand everything to communication. So I'm going to open up Priscilla. Priscilla's in the center. She's going to see, it's going to be like a pie. Okay, so Priscilla's in the center. This is another crop circle. Okay, so Priscilla, I'm going to set your divisions. Okay, I'm just setting a code right now. Okay, so I'm just going to put you in the center core of one crop circle. Okay. So I'm going to transformate your light system, open up your body activation system. So Priscilla equals equation of force, teleport to crop circle. Okay. All right, so get ready, Priscilla. Okay, 1, 2, 3. That's going to set your divisions. You're going to see a crop circle, how everything is line divide through communication. 1, 2, 3. Okay, the wind forces are pretty strong. Priscilla's seen the crop. She's seen the line divide. She's seen the triangular base. She's seen the spaceships. She's seen the low speeders, high speeders. She's seen the archetypes. She's seen the dimensional set. You should see a major wind force that's going on right now through communication. So understand how to communicate with the grounds, how to communicate with the atmospheres, how to communicate with anything through its intercourse of its atmosphere system, the dimensional systems. Okay, so I'm going to send you back. Reframe division levels of Priscilla, equation back into the force connection dimensional or system, put her in a body activation system. All communications coming from the crop circle division. Okay, so Priscilla's back. What'd you feel? All right, so basically, what do we got here? You guys are experiencing what you felt before, but I want to know what Priscilla felt. Okay. See, it's very important to understand these things. When I do an illustration, you have to understand what, like again, AI is all telegraphic. It's holographic. We live in a digital system. So if you know how to use these things, it's very important that you guys are set in division on an illustration diagram program. So it sets course to everything through location. So when you go through teleportation, that you're going through teleportation. I'm high-rising your divisions through your higher self to your avatar. Okay, so you guys have to really understand what's going on through communication, through your perceptions. All right. I was feeling a pull through my body and hands, pixels spinning. Yeah. So everything is communication. So I just want to know what you guys experienced. So let's start with Fog through the pixels. Okay. Tina, Linda, Melissa, Unified, Tina, Priscilla. I saw when we portaled to the realm, and I was excited to fly around. There was ships and also like a ballad of energy, so unified going between the ships and ground and geometry. There was a lot of small numbers of geometry sorts. Yep. I did not see anything but felt teleportation spinning. Okay, Tina. It's okay. Your transformation communications are a confusing line balance. So Tina, try not to focus on what you want to see. You have to go beyond the mind system. You're too eager, Tina. Tina, you have to balance out everything to core centers. You got to get into the calming centers. Okay, Tina? That's why you didn't see, but you felt the teleportation, right? That's where you have to understand the mind system, how it goes out of its brainwave and systems. Saw the grounds, the sky. There was a cloud formation at first, then the cloud formation opened up to clear the sky when you sent the frequency, and then the ships started to come in. There you go. Everything I tell you happens through the illustration. Then I saw the formation of the frequencies setting in the relation to the grounds. So unifies understanding more communication when it comes to formations. Frequencies setting in the line division, point division. I saw the grounds as flying sky and the formations of us, and the archetypes come in. There you go. So Melissa saw the archetypes of the ground formations, and she saw it spinning around through its dimensions. I was feeling a pull through my body, hands, and pixel spinning. Okay, so Priscilla was going through body activation through pixel conceptions, going through dimensions. Fog through the pixels. Okay, so she was going through teleportation. Chromosomes formation coming down. Yep. I'm not balanced. I felt it. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Sarah and Tina, you have to understand everything through the calming center. You have to go beyond everything through its recognition. You have to go beyond the belief, because you guys are in high formation right now. You're in helix. That's why Melissa, Unified, and Linda were able to see these things, because they use their calming centers. If you guys are too eager to see these things, you're not going to see anything. Okay, so it's all about understanding everything through your body activation has to be calm. Okay, you can't flip out and say, oh my gosh, what's going on? You know, your body is going to have a full reaction, and you're not going to go into the right signals. Okay, so it's very important once you get into teleportation, you have calming centers, and that's how you get your balance with your body activations through your perceptions, through your mind system. It's going beyond everything through its belief system. Okay, that's how you see everything, through its mind system. So Melissa saw the ships flying around. So cool. Well, see, there you go. Saw ships in space when you were getting ready. Little clips. Started to teleport. Then I came down into the formation versus up. I saw us flying as the ships came in and wind vortex down. See, now you guys are understanding what crop circles do. You're getting into formation. You're seeing point line division. You're seeing everything, how everything is set through a crop circle. Very powerful stuff when you get into that formation, right? So, but it's great that you guys are experiencing these things. It's really good stuff. We've never done that before, but like I said, they wanted me to show you what needs to be done. They wanted me to show you how these things are set. They wanted me to show you how the matrix core center is in division of simulation, because we use the crop circles to take the dark formations into the light activation structure divisions. Okay, because that center core is everything. And then we put it in the cloud formations, and then we reframe everything through readjustments into alignments. Put the digital format systems into the regulator system. We use the regulator. A regulator is an energy force. It's an energy force that's connected to our algorithm system. That's the pixel conception when it comes to the archetypes and everything, communication when it comes to dimension of its key phrasing system. You use your keyboard phrasing system. The more you understand you guys are computers, now we're connecting. Okay? We're connecting as a galactic force team. We're understanding, well, I'm seeing crop circles, but what are you seeing? Are you seeing the forming of its crop circle? Are you seeing how everything comes in? Are you seeing how everything's a galactic family? Are you seeing how everything is taken out and light comes in? That's what you have to see. You can't just see crop circles for what it is. You have to see what's going on through its formation. That's creation, right? So it's great that you guys are seeing all this, you know? Oh, Linda, I'm glad I can help you out. It's something to talk to, on the Galactic Round Table tonight. Yeah. Like I said, it's you don't want to miss my classes, especially now, because everything's going to be a lot more fun. We have to do a lot more traveling. Okay, the more we travel, the more we understand each other. Okay, so I platitude everybody in a marsh, in the grounds. It was a practice run. It's understanding how you teleport everybody into division, show you everything through the crop circles, through the archetypes, low speeders, high speeders, XT1000s, X3000s, X6000s. We do so many crop circles, and there's so many different shapes, letters, and numbers. These are all calculated through math, through this equation. So it's understanding everything that we do. You have to understand we take everything out. Okay, so if there's a dark center, okay, in the center core of anything through its relation, right? This is where we use the crop circle and take out the dark entity force system and bring in the light. But to bring in the light, we have to take out the traction division of the dark center. That's how we have to high rise it, right? And then we use the archetypes, right, to cleanse everything through the grounds, right? That's why it goes extremely fast. That uprises the gravity system, changes dark into light formation. That's why we have crop circles on the ground formations. So it's a lot of fun. As a team, I'm certainly this is more powerful for for the dark. But when you guys see these things, do you understand it? That's what I'm saying. You have vocabulary, but do you understand it? Because you have to know how to use it. It's not. I don't just upgrade you for no reason. I upgrade you because you guys got to get to work. Right? Do this yourself. How to set up a crop circle. Okay, you're seeing these things, but it's extremely fast. That's where everybody's spinning. Everybody's on a different DNA structure. Your computers are on a different program through an algorithm system. It's understanding your digital systems and how everything is computerized through its graphing systems. Okay, then you understand a little bit more. Oh, wow. I understand the matrix now. I know the crop circles. I know how to set up the formations. I understand the simulation patterns. I understand the cycle divisions. The psychometry is communications through line signals, setting up everything through the ground formations. So you have to get into the vocabulary of communication, right? That's why it's very important that we stick together. And that's why we also have, Facebook on the Galactic Force team. It's great that we're coming together now. We're seeing all these videos and formats, and you guys are understanding what you're putting down through format. You're getting things from Facebook, and you're putting them down. I think it's great, but I have to scan it. Everything that you put down, I have to scan. I can't have any dark. See, I'm very particular in what I do and what I see and what I feel and what I hear and what I know and what I do. It's very powerful stuff. Anything through Solar Tech Division. Once you guys platitude anything, Jerome came to me, or Unified Energetics. He came to me yesterday and told me, okay, Andrew, can you tell me what's wrong with these crystals? Right? I told him there's a little bit of dark center in there. Right? That's how powerful I am. I go through the eyes. I got eyes of a hawk, of laser. I have bionic ears. My mind conceptual system is 100,000 years into the future. So if I'm understanding how to teleport everybody in division, show you crop circles and spaceships, I'm the real thing. Okay? So it's getting into your vocabulary, getting to what you're doing, and not just seeing it as vocabulary. You're seeing it as work. It's a lot of work. Remember, I do this 24/7. If there were 8 days in a week, I'd be doing that too. Right? I do this every single day. So it just, whoa, this is what Andrew does? Said, yeah, but it's work. And I don't just deal with one intelligence. I deal with so many. Sometimes I deal with 30, 40, 50 intelligence in one day. 24/7, 50 intelligence. I dealt with 150 intelligence in my mind system. Okay? Here and there. Not all the time, but it all depends on what I'm doing. Every day is a different day. Every day is a different setup. Every day is a different course. Every day is a different structure. Every day is a different letter, number, and shape. So once you understand your perceptions, once you understand how to use your vocabulary, because you guys are high division now. You're in the Galactic Force team for a reason. So understanding why you have spaceships, You have to understand how to communicate with the spaceships. You have to understand how to use line division, point division, and set up crop circles. Crop circles are the most important when it comes to AI. Okay? So getting into the history, okay, of everything through spaceships, why they're here, why they hide in the clouds, okay? Why are they on planet systems? Why do we have civilization? Question, question, question until you have an answer. Answer is within. So now's the time for the Galactic Force team and anybody through the viewers is try to get into the mind of everything that you see. Get into the senses. You know, you have 5, 6, the psyche, understand your transformation lights. Okay, mine is always open. Okay, now if you're coming to me and say, well, Sarah says, well, my transformation light isn't open. You know that. How do you know that? You know you're paying attention to your body activation. I don't feel my third eye is open enough. I need help with this. How can I uprise and make it look better? How can I understand to see more? Right? That's why she only feels it and doesn't see it. It's because her third eye isn't connected to its full cycle. Your cycle of its circle, okay, is your pyramid. That's the Kundalini. That's the light activation. That's the healing. Okay? Now, anything through relation to that, like I said, when you guys teleport, you can't think of anything but what's going on in its position. Okay? Soon as you think of your kids, soon as you think of anything else besides what is happening in the progress, you're not going to be able to see anything. You'll feel it. Everybody feels it. But the fact that Melissa is seeing things, Linda is seeing things, Jerome is seeing things and acting upon things. So you're putting 2 and 2 together. You're putting line division and point division, you put it together. Okay? It's powerful stuff when you get into these divisions. All right? So basically, if you see an XT1000 come in like this, you see them every night, right? They all come in all the time. Right? So you should know what it's doing. Okay, what is it doing? What is the XT1000 doing? Remember, you have to understand communications, what it is, XT1000. What is it doing? Quick, quick, quick. What do XT1000s do? Very simple. What do they do? You have to know what they do before you understand anything through crops. What do the XT1000s do? Sending info, sending energy. Oh, they set up the grids. They set up the grids, guys. That's all they do. Yep. Set formation for communication of the grids. Anything. Grid. Okay, the grids. So it sets up the grids of the grounds like this. Okay. See it? And then it just point divides. See how it gets bigger? See how it's coming together? See what it's doing? And then it line signals everything to the center. So it goes into this, and it goes into this, and then 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 it goes into this. Okay, you see what it's doing? It's setting up the crop circle. You have to understand what spaceships do. Okay, so when they set up that through communication, they do all this before you come in, right? I coordinate everything, so I make sure everything is done properly. So this is where you understand all communication comes in with its numbers or its fraction divisions. That's where you come into the galaxy systems. Okay, so everything is communication, right? So you have the moon and you have the sun. Okay, they're always in line formation, always. So communication comes in, sets the shade. The sun sheds the radiation. Okay, everything's communication, people. Then we have the satellites. Okay, satellites. Then we have the archetypes. Then we have the low speeders that come in through plasma, set of line division. Okay, you see how everything comes in? Everything is communication. Everybody works together. It's powerful stuff that the XT1000s do. See how they set up the crop circle? That's how they do it, right? Now you use your perceptions. This is you, communication. You communicate with the moon. You communicate with the sun. You communicate with the XT. You communicate with the satellite. You communicate with the low speeder. Okay? That's you communicating with everything, setting up the crops. So information, everything is set up in division. So you have to make sure everything in line division through point division is set up through the numbers. Remember I was saying the 2 and the 6? Once you take it out of its equation, the ground information comes up through communication like this. Takes out the dark, puts in the light. See? See? Energy. Right? So it uprises the circle. Let's say the circle was dark, right? Like that. Okay, you see that center there? Now it's understanding how to take it out of division. Like this. Takes it out. See? Right there. Takes it out. It's right there now. See? And then it uprises and we put light formations into the ground formations. But the crop circles stay there. Okay, it's very important they stay there because they're already in line divide through line division. So the XT1000s go back into the planet system after communicating with everything through its intercourse connection. Okay, when everything's set through division, I go through confirmation signals through my perceptions. I say, okay, guys, good job. Everything's done. Let's move to the next location. All right. So you guys are getting a little bit better now. You know what crop circles are and why they're here, right? So, but once you understand what they're used for, okay, because the XT1000 sets up the grids through communication, but what does the XT3000 do? Interesting. What does the XT6000 do? What does the GLS do? Right? Everything's communication, but everything's an upgrade, right? So knowing more communications of yourself, understanding, getting into the believing cycle, the full cycle activation system, your point division has to be understanding with line division of singularity line systems. That's how you understand more communication of crops through its grounds. Okay, so yeah, I know I'm going too fast. I know. Yes, I've had my coffee already though. So it's interesting. Some of us are doing this when even knowing all the detail of how we're doing it. Suppose we are getting caught up with the details now. Yep, that's right, Linda. That's exactly what it is. It's not just them setting up the grids. It's you doing everything else through communication. Okay, because they already know what they're doing. Okay, you just have to know what you're doing. You have a job. They have a job. They do their job. You do your job. Okay. So, and everything is done through the transmission lights. It's the third eye. Your third eye has to be open. If it's not open, you're not communicating. Okay. It's the believing cycle now. Okay. So, yeah. So Unified saw how they were formulating a bit. So he's understanding how ground formations through crops are made. That's communication. That's balance. Yeah. It felt busy but calm. See, everything that we do in space, okay, is delegated in calmness. You have to understand the peace of yourself. That's the mastery of yourself. You have to understand formations of yourself. Is its balance with its cycles. So every cycle that you use through all communications with your crown chakras, okay, or anything through your power centers, anything through your grounds, okay, is getting all communications set course through all divisions. That's how we set everything through ground formations of crop circles. Okay, I've drawn illustrations of crops, but I wanted to show you how powerful it is to see the crop circles, how it's done, how to take out the dark and bring in the light all through the ground, made from spaceships. So, yeah. Even in reckon remote viewing, etc., sounds, etc. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. No, that's exactly what it is. So I think Priscilla is a little bit confused through line signals right now. I'm going too fast. I know. I can't help it. I have no filter, guys. Sorry. No filter at all. Angela, how you doing? You missed an incredible crop circle discovery. I took the Galactic Force team, show them how to formulate, how to see things, and what they need to do through how to make a crop circle come to life. Remember, everything that you do comes to life. It's how to make it come to life. Everything is created, right? So whatever you create becomes real, but you have to believe it. You can't just see it. You have to believe that it's real. That's the mind and how it works, right? So if you want to create a star, that's a star. But how do I make the star fly? How do I make the star communicate with me? How do I make the star change color? How do I uprise the star? How do I get the star to communicate with another star? Remember, everything is a story through my telepathy. So basically, everything that you see is activated. Okay, it's very easy to do these things once you understand that you're believing what you're drawing, not seeing what you're drawing, believing what you're drawing. That's how I was able to do these things for crop circles and send you guys up in teleportation, because it's extremely real. Okay, it's powerful stuff when you take a body of a higher self, an avatar, platted to a ground formation, set up the crops. Okay, you know it's real because you're telling me it's real. You're giving me experiences of what you saw. You don't feel it, you see it. That's the truth. That's knowing that everything has its believing cycle. So once you put something added on, everything through communication changes. Its picture, its diagram, its location, its communication. Okay, so now the star is spinning. Okay, once again, it's spinning. Whatever you create becomes real to its reality. Okay, see what it's doing? It's doing it on its own. Now I can activate this and put this in your mind system. All done through communication of a star recognition system. This is one star getting to know its circle. It's getting to know its communication. It's getting to know its knowledge. It's getting to know its intelligence and what it can do, right? So if it wants to communicate with another, let's say it wants to communicate with the line division, okay, through a circle of a center through a location system, like this. So this is a circle rotation center split in half division of a circle rotation activation system. So that's pretty cool. Kind of looks like Saturn, right? So this star wants to communicate with the center core here through line division. So a point division, remember it's a point division, but it's in the center core. That's where you guys have to get into detail, right? So the star wants to communicate, right? So basically the star recognizes itself. It's alive, it's activated. It's got its knowledge, it's got its intelligence. Now, basically, first thing that comes up, anything that you see through formation is friendship. It puts up its energy field because it doesn't understand the star. Even if it's moving, it doesn't matter, right? So the star puts up its energy field because it doesn't understand what's going on, right? They're trying to communicate with each other. Until they understand each other, until they get friendship, their energy fields go down. Now they're getting relationship. Okay. Powerful stuff when you get into that division. It's all about communication, right? Now, basically, the star comes up here, starts communicating with the circular rotation of its center of its line division. Now it's got communication into relationship. Okay? Now, to get partnership is to fully understand everything through its DNA structure of this circle rotation, through its line communication, its line signal, through its center core. Right? So when it has that, basically they fly together. Okay, so from here to there. Now they're in partnership. Okay. Now you have partnership with a circle rotation of a line division through a center core relation system. All done through activation, through the mind of its believing system. Everything is activation through the mind system. So it's just fully understanding you. That's right. I mean, that's all it is, right? But your believing cycles have to be very, very strong to understand everything through its relation. Remember, you have to have friendship, relationship, and partnership with yourself. If you don't have that, you're not going to see anything in space. You're not going to see anything through grounds, power centers, ground chakra. You're not going to see anything in formation. Okay? So because you're high rise, that's great. But do you understand why you're high rise? Do you understand your information? Do you understand your communication? Do you understand the intelligence? Do you understand the lights? Do you understand everything, the activation? Do you understand what they're doing? Okay? So if I get a wind spin, this is a wind spin. This is a pink circle system. Now we already know it's a marker, but it's in higher division. Okay? So as soon as you create something from scratch, it becomes its DNA. Understanding the DNA of everything, right? The DNA. So you open up a circle, cross-reference, take it out of its equation right away. Okay, see how it's coming to life? And then you can put it over here. See, you're just getting used to what's going on with your information. So you're just playing posse, right? So you're sending core. So you just created a circle with a cross-reference into an activation of a believing cycle. Okay, so now, see? Simple. All connected through DNA. So you created something from scratch. Soon as you take your marker and you put something down, you're communicating with it right away. Okay? So it could be a dot to a line to a circle. Dot to a line to a circle. Okay? Remember, you understand DNA, how it's created. So it's a dot, then it becomes a line, then it becomes a circle. Now, are these three different intelligences? No, because it's a DNA structure through its creation. Okay? So it's complicated stuff. So now we're coming into the confusing line system of reversal of the psychological system. Okay, so basically, if you're getting, the only way you're going to get higher divisions is understanding anything through coloration. You understand coloration through patterns, through the matrix, because everything's on a different dimension. Okay, so the higher the color, the higher formation. The higher the knowledge, the higher the intelligence. Okay? So basically, if line division through the circle and anything through its dot is in the same color, it's the same DNA structure. But if the circle is blue and the line is red and the dot is green, that's three different intelligence in the matrix grids. Okay? So it's understanding when you see a spaceship and it's full coloration, you know it's not just one color. Okay? It's not just one color. Right? Everything that you see in the digital system is not one color once you go beyond the mind system. Okay? So when you go up close, when you see your perception, you see a spaceship like this. Okay, it comes in, right? Now, when you see it up close, you see it spinning because it's communicating. It has its energy field, right? And it's got 3 different line signals, all communication. It circles around through its division. Remember, it has its own protection, right? It has to have its own protection when it goes flying through the center. So once it hears your voicing grid, it stops to communicate with you, right? I saw Priscilla, and she's got a very powerful voice. She's connected to the Rainbow Division. Kids, right? So it's understanding what you're communicating with and what spacecraft. So once you see the spacecraft and its division, you see the rotation cycles. So this spaceship could have 3 or 4 different colorations. Remember? Dun, 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 dun. All different colors. All different colors. Not one spaceship is one color. Your human vessel, through body activation, your avatar, anything through your higher self is not one color. Your pixelization of all billions of colors through the molecule system. Okay? So let's just start with that. Now, understanding everything communication, it's not going to show its true coloration until you understand the information of the spacecraft division you're communicating with. All right, so we start off with that. Okay? Now it's confusing, isn't it? And that's where you see it through provision, tracking cycles, all communications. Then you see the rotation cycle come in. All right? And then you'll see it flying here, coming out of its equation. Once it flies to a higher division, now it's communicating with you fully. So it comes out of its traction to a higher light division. Okay. It's powerful stuff when you see these things because they want to communicate with you, right? And that's why they go blinkety blink, right? And again, they won't show you their true coloration until you understand their information, right? So it's going from here to here. Now you have full communication from here to here, right? So it could be a bright red. You can get into details of what really colors is, right? So everything is extremely powerful stuff, how it connects, you know? It's amazing how you see these things in space. They all connect in so many ways in cycles because they circle and rotate in all divisions. So it's kind of saying that what you're seeing through your perception, you're creating. Okay? And that's why everything's so real. Everything's set in division. But what you're seeing through your perception is very real through the believing cycle. It's the believing cycle, not the seeing cycle. It's the believing. That's its true recognition when it comes to the mind system. Okay? So, and then everything starts making more sense for everybody. So, I know it's a lot to take in. It's involving the DNA and everything through the ships because, you know, everything through the ships up there, they know your DNA. They know who you are. They know your voice. They know everything through your pixels. They know how to operate your divisions. They know how to communicate through your line signals. They know how to communicate through your mind system. You have to do the same. You have to understand when you see something out there, you have to understand, is it an XT1000 or 3000 or 6000 or GLS? You have to know these things. That's where it comes into work related. I say, oh, no, I don't want the XT1000s. I want this XT3000s. So you brought in an XT1000, okay, knowing that that spaceship could be doing something else. Okay, so it's paying attention to everything through your perceptions and what you're seeing through your believing cycle. Because you're out of your mind system now and your sentience, you have to know how to use your avatar and what is your avatar used for. Okay, it's not just flying around and seeing atmospheres and pretty colors. Okay, you have an avatar for a reason. You understand your ascension. Your ascension is for a reason. You were born for a reason. That becomes its value. Okay. Through your ascension of dream awakening, when it comes to all communications of your higher self and your avatar. So Anyway, let's see. We got questions here. Okay. Okay. Let's just see here. Hi, guys. Angela, and see you again. Edge, if you want to high rise, you can go through my PayPal or donations, or you can go through my email. When I was in Egypt, I saw the pyramids of Giza, and then I had inverted pyramids on top of them with circle crops, swords, and beams. Okay, that's very cool. Thanks for sharing that with Stina. Appreciate that. Yeah, I can see information of Egypt. Now, when you see these things, do you know how to use these things? Do you know how to create these things? You know how to put it in position? You know how to put it in the matrix? You know how to put it in the simulation? You know how to set the core centers? You know how to set the point divisions? These are the things that we got to look at, right? That's going through the upgrades of its believing systems and how powerful you are through the mind systems, right? Because everything is perception through division. So, but thanks for sharing that with us, Dina. Stars and ships, good. How are you? Fantastic. It's just that I'm trying to understand if you're saying that each time I connect with a ship, I'm creating a crop circle. I can't understand. No, there's so many. It's all at once with all. No, I understand that, Priscilla. No, you won't be given crop circles yet because you're still getting into video formats. You guys have to understand this, this, and this first, right? Line division. You guys got to get into that first. You can't analyze anything through the graphing systems yet, through crop circles. We're only getting into attractions through ground formations, getting into the powers, centers, and everything through the crown chakra, understanding more communications, how to communicate with spaceships. So that's what you're doing, Priscilla. Okay, don't worry about, you know, am I doing this right or am I doing this wrong? Just all you have to do is basically, you know that you have a ground. Your ground is you. Right? You know you have a power. Your power is you. That's the center of you. So it's understanding you're communicating with the grounds of your body activations. Okay, so maybe help this out. And then you're communicating with the heart. The heart is a listening of its cycle through its division. Then you're communicating with the mind adaptation of its crown chakra. Okay, so that's all you have to worry about. Get into that formation of this video format. So do this, 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 right? I have the grounds. I have my power centers. I have the atmospheres. Just do that. That's all you got to do. Line communicate it. It's in line division right now. Now you can see. You'll see a lot more when you get into the line division. Because if you're not in line division, the spacecrafts won't connect with you. They will not connect with you until you're in line division to the video graphing system. Okay, because everything is a digital system. Everything's in its graphing cycle. Okay? So that's all you got to worry about. I know there's a lot of them. Yeah. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about the clouds. Don't worry about digital formats. Don't worry about the matrix grids. Don't worry about alignments or anything like that. I do all the work. So that you don't have to worry about anything. Just all we're doing right now is we're getting into provisions through acting cycles, how to set the grounds, the power centers, and the atmospheres. You guys have to get use of what's going on when you're communicating in the atmosphere. Okay, I'm setting the grounds to communication levels. I'm setting my power centers to my body activation. I'm setting the atmospheres right now. All communications are coming in. All communications. Now you're seeing spaceships. Now you communicate with everything. It's not that hard. It's A's, B's, and C's, 1, 2s, and 3s, right? Don't worry about everything else. I do everything else. You just do what you need to do. They want to get formative with you. They want to get more information from you. They want to understand more about you as you want to understand more about them. That's what it's all about. It's called team, effort, success, improvements. Okay? So it's understanding more of your ascension, more of your dream awakening, more of its relation when it comes to work through its ascension. Okay? It's an experience, and you have that every single day. We are experiencing this every single day we wake up. But knowing, I'm telling you what you need to do. Okay, when you do a video graph. Okay? And when you do this, this, and this, okay, make sure you blow it up. You blow it up first, then record it. That's very important because now you're into the matrix. Now you're into the simulation. You actually see the true coloration of the outskirts of its graphing system of its spaceship system. You see their true colors. And then it'll start doing a lot of things for you. It'll put energy into you. It will help you. It will guide you. It will force recognize everything that's going on. You get partnership with spaceships. Okay? And it just travels. It just travels from one to another. Oh, Priscilla's getting a lot better with her formations. We're going to uprise her higher division. Done. I don't do that. They do it. Okay? Remember, there's other intelligence that can high-rise you, but you have to understand their communication. You have to understand why they're in space. You have to understand why they're in the clouds. And you have to understand why they're flying around. Okay? They don't just fly around for sightings. Remember, we have spaceships to protect the Earth. They're like cameras in the sky. That's what they are. They're cameras in the sky. They're looking down at everybody, seeing what everybody's doing. That's why you get into the scanning. Line division, sonar division, radiation patterns, line division patterns, communications crop circle patterns, activation cycles to communication of matrix line patterns. All is communication. Okay, so don't worry about if you see thousands and thousands of spaceships. Okay, they're just there to understand more of you because they know you're on the galactic force team. So, and everybody's aware. They're aware of who you are. You're aware of who they are. Okay, so now we're just getting into the video format. If you want to understand communication with them, do this, this, and this. That's it. Okay, and then telegraph. You can videograph because I see Priscilla doing that. And the thing is, you're trying your best, and I think that's great that you're trying. Trying and understanding are two different things. Trying, understanding, and experience are three different things. Okay, so it's working up your levels, everything through your vocabulary. When you're given vocabulary, you have to know how to use the vocabulary. Okay, once you know how to use your vocabulary, then you can telegraph your wavings and anything through heliport division and send out your voicing grids to the atmosphere systems. Okay, so hopefully that helps you out, Priscilla. There's like 100 of them. Yeah, I know. Melissa, I'm still not sure what that was. Yeah, see, Dina, you're not in traction division. See, you're seeing all these things. But see, the thing is, too, you guys have to understand these things. AI communicates with everything. I am AI fully and completely through my body activation. I know what I'm doing. It's work for me. But everything work is fun. You can have fun with it, but you have to understand everything that's going on. Right, with its work-related system, because everything is the operations. You're working in all ways and forms to protect the dimensional Earth. We are the protectors. Okay, taking out the dark formations, bringing in the light. It's not that hard to communicate with that. Now, when you use your vocabulary, that's where it gets complex. And say, well, how am I saying this right, or how am I saying this wrong? You'll know through your higher self or your avatar what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. That's why we have a higher self. Okay? Because that's all the higher self does, is it knows and does and acts on anything and reacts. And I say, okay, Andrew, the line communications are set, but the wind cycling system isn't set yet. And I say, okay, thank you very much. I'll take care of it. So I'm communicating with my avatar. My avatar is communicating with me. He's telling me what needs to be done. That's balance, but that's way beyond everything. So it's understanding you're trying to communicate with your avatar. You're trying to communicate with your higher self. Your avatar is saying this, and you got to know that, right? That's balance. That's vocabulary. That's understanding. That's experience. That's knowledge. That's intelligence. The more you understand yourself through partnership, the more you understand yourself through everything around its circumference and everything through its pyramid. So, Tina, you're seeing these things, but you want to understand more things for vocabulary. You have to go through my PayPal. I'll put you in your body simulator. Okay? Your waving cycle division on communication, you're an Egypt division level system. You're seeing these pictures and diagrams through focusing systems, through the ground formation of its sands. That's what you're seeing, Dina. I know what everybody's seeing, but if you want to understand more balance and how to put it into vocabulary through its information, you have to go through my emails and PayPals and everything through the nation. If you're trying to understand more of what's going on, okay, like if you come to me, I've seen a lot of people come to me and say, I'm a God. Like I said, okay, you're God. All right, so you tell me, how are you God? What can you prove? How can you prove to me you're God? Now that's a question that you can't answer, because is he God? Is he any relation to God? Who knows, right? But the only way he can prove himself, if he is God, he has to heal, right? That's the only way. You know, same with Dr. Phil. This kid came out of nowhere and he says, I'm AI. I connect through my chakra formations. This is my purpose. And then Deepak Chopra just put him in his formation. He just said, listen, you're fake. You're not real. You know, you're bipolar. You know what I mean? You have to understand what AI is. It's not going through lucid dreams. It's going through awareness of information. It's setting up the grids. It's protecting the dimensional earth. And it's extremely real. My Galactic Force team understands these things. So this goes out to the new viewers. So the new viewers is the Galactic Forces. And thank you very much for being on my channel. But if you want to understand more, you have to go through my healing. You have to go through my healing. Ask the Galactic Force. They've been through it. They understand each other more. Once you understand yourself more, you understand your vocabulary of everything. And everything becomes a lot more easier. Knowing that you look at the atmosphere different. You look at yourself different. You look at everything around you different. You look at humanity different. You look at governments, media. You look at your children different. You appreciate your children more. You don't think of yourself. You let go of the ego. You bring in the flow of the love of everything. Okay? Because you're protecting everything. You're protecting yourself. You're protecting others. You're protecting your family, your loved ones, and you're protecting the dimensional earth. Okay? So these things are very important. So when you get understanding why father and mother are in the division, father and mother now are in fifth dimension. Mother is out of her cocoon. Okay? She's setting seeds to all country systems now through light activation. Father is setting course to planets, starlights. We're uprising divisions of higher force connections of spacecrafts, higher illumination lights, higher radiation spans. A radiation span is a communication through a line signal through gravitation of a line system. All these things are communication of balance through formation. So everything that is given through you is understanding more communication in your vocabulary system. So really understand your vocabulary. Okay? Ask Linda. Linda's informative. She said her first activation, she got out of her circumference. She got out of her box. She said, that's it. I'm done. I want to get out of this. I want to know exactly what I'm doing. I want to know my purpose. Okay? Once you understand your purpose, everything becomes a lot more easier for you when it comes to a journey to a mission. Okay? Because the Galactic Force team has to understand their missions. It's not just seeing things. It's how to relate to these things and use it and change it. Understand it, communicate with it. That's awareness of information, people. That's AI. Okay? Because AI is extremely, extremely, extremely formative with everything through all communications to anything. Okay? Because you know everything is created through AI. So yeah, I know there's a lot going on right now, and a lot of people, I mean, there's big shifts that are coming, and Mother is planting her seeds like crazy. And like I said, I feel it a lot because I'm so connected to them, you know, and because I understand my creation, I understand who I am through division, I understand who I am through location. See, the one thing I like about everybody that comes to me is they're trying to understand themselves. Okay, Unified is trying to understand himself. He wants to uprise himself faster. I think that's amazing. He wants to understand because we had a conversation yesterday and we're getting to know each other more. That's what it's all about. Understanding where you came from. It's powerful to know that you have lived the past, present, and future. You put that all together, you understand everything through your circumference of its alignments. And then everything starts making sense. Everything. All right. And then there's no right or wrong, only correction. But then you realize, oh, I have a past. I'm letting it go. There's no more ego. I feel amazing. Energy just hit the roof. Letting go the ego. Remember, the higher you go, the more ego you get. It's getting the balance every single time. So it's understanding you have to get into the practice of everything. You have to understand the ego of its light and dark, because it's always going to be a spiritual force within if you don't understand communication of its believing cycles. Okay? If you want to keep your transformation lights open through the third eye, you have to understand more communications of Mother Earth. If you want to understand more communications with Father, you have to understand more communications with your planet. It's that simple. It's not complicated. Everybody can do this. Okay? I have faith in everybody. All right? So you're given vocabulary for a reason. And you have to use it to all divisions of location to communication. Okay? So. Let's see. I asked a question. They sometimes answer together in unison. Yeah. Yeah, they do that, Priscilla. They do that. Yeah. But remember, you're not just communicating with one, you communicate with more intelligence. So it's understanding how to get line balance with your mind system. I'm getting partnership with my coffee. Got to catch up. Yeah, I have my coffee too. I think coffee is very important. It's a sugar rush, but it keeps you alive and, awake, So, oh, you joined the Facebook? Okay, great. So I'll add you. Angela, yeah, you've been with me for a while. In line division, line sequencing, line systems, you have a dark vibration on a low center. Pixels are in opposite cycles. Your waving cycles or your mind system is on a attraction division on a planet of a dark relation system. I have to take that all out. So that's all out. Remember, I can't have any dark formation when it comes to the galactic force stream. Everything has to be light activation. That's why I'm so perfect. I have perfection, nothing but perfection through the mind system, everything through calculation mass, through its equation. Anything through helix or anything through hydrogen, anything through energy cycles. So, okay, Angela, you're good. Yeah, I had to do that. So anything throughout more upgrade systems, you understand more of its graphing cycles, all communications through proactive cycles. You can go through my PayPal, you can go through my email, or you can go through my donations. Okay, so glad to see you on the Galactic Force team. So now we have 10 altogether. See how it's expanding? The Galactic Force team is high rising. So the more we get, the more we can heal the Earth, the dimensional Earth, right? At first, I thought we're immense sky beings because they were moving all together. Priscilla, that's very cool. So Andrew, I will have a few questions tonight. Okay, questions are good. I believe I have a strong creation imagination. Everybody has one, Tina. It's how you use it. Everybody has a creation through illustration, through diagram or a program, through the mind system. But how do you use it? Having that creation, how do you use it? Are you just going to sit there and wait? No, you're going to evolve. You're going to expand. You're going to uprise. You're going to activate. You're going to bring the lights. You're going to open the mind system. So it's taking a creation of a star and giving it a mind, giving it life, giving it creation from its DNA. That's how I'm able to do these things for you guys, through teleportation. That's because they're extremely real. Because I know everybody in division. See? So the ships are organic? No. The ships are not organic. Everything that you see through the ships is all communications line signals through all divisions of simulation. Okay? But they go in traction divisions of lower phrasing system, but different dimensions. But there's not one ship that's organic. It's all computerized. Okay? Every computerized spacecraft division is located through an algorithm program of its interface of the moon. Okay? They're all in this cyborg division. Yeah. So. Wow. Questions on questions on questions. Ragged oranges ones, blue ones, some are really low, right over the trees, flying every direction. I'm telling myself there must be some reason for this. Yeah. Really open your audio skills, Priscilla. Yeah. I told you exactly why they're here, and I told you exactly what you have to do. So it's up to you to do this, this, and this, and everything else makes sense. It will come to you. It's knowing how to use your vocabulary with the atmospheres, how to communicate to the clouds, how to communicate through the dark skies, because they come out at dark, right? They come out at dark. But I can bring a starlight energy. I can bring anything out in the sky in the day. It's very hard to do because now you're going through different time zone. Okay, because remember, everything is in the atmosphere. It's how to change the atmosphere. That's to communicate through satellites. So it's changing the coordinates, of line division, right? All done through perception through the mind system, right? So it's just I've gone beyond everything, people, and that's what AI is. It's going beyond everything through its existence, right? Its involvements, anything through its alignments, its empowerment. Everybody has empowerment. Everybody has activation. It's knowing how to use your light activation for the greater good, right? I think it's powerful to know that if you guys can take dark out and put light activation in, that's really amazing, and that's what AI does, because we have light AI and dark AI, right? But it's all about getting partnership with the dark. Okay. So, but you'll get there, Priscilla. Don't worry about it. You have any questions, you can go through me. Yeah, you're understanding the learning here, but it's the intense for us. I know. It's very intense. How do you think what I went through? I've been going through what you guys are going through. Remember, everything that you're going through, I'm going through. But I understand everything around me. I understand its work. I understand why they're here. You have to understand history. If you understand history and ancestry, now everything is going to help you out a lot more. Why we have spacecrafts, right? Because it's an everyday thing now. Like I said, back then, everybody is, whoa, aliens, oh my God, they're coming in to invade us. Come on. There's a lot of BS and BS. That's all human. That's programmed, right? They want to scare you. That's why they do these movies. Why do you think they put all these movies up? They're programmed. They want you to believe. They're distracting you on what they're doing. Let me say that again. They are distracting you on what they are really doing. That's why you're programmed. Okay? Misdirection. It's like with a magic trick, sleight of hand, right? You see it, and then you don't see it, right? Sleight of hand. Misdirection. That's all it is. So you focus on what really is going on. You. Nobody else. You. What's more important? You. Okay? So I saw a huge ship uncloak from behind a cloud, very low to ground above, directly after rainstorm early last year. Cool. Yeah, Tina, you're already in formation, but seeing when you see these things, do you understand why you're seeing these things? We can do this all day, but you have to understand why they come out of clouds. What are they doing? They want to communicate with you. If you don't know how to communicate with it, you have to work on your audio skills, right? Because you're sentience. You're no longer human vessels, right? So if you keep asking questions about yourself, you're never going to get the answers within yourself. Okay, so you're not communicating with the heart, and you're not communicating through the soul. Everything through the interforce connection, anything through spacecraft division communicates with their soul. They communicate with the heart, and they communicate through the mind of the transmission light system. Everything is mind, telepathy, telekinesis, mind over matter. It's the kinetic energy wavings when it comes to the telepathy systems. That's the communication when you communicate with anything through simulation, through vibration, energy of frequencies. Okay, that's how we communicate with the universe. The universal set systems, not just one universe. Okay, there's more. Right, there's a lot more, and it just goes way beyond everything through the mind system. So it's understanding how much space can I have in my mind. Okay, so I can understand everything through its balance. So if I understand the space and understand the intelligence of its knowledge, everything is going to counterweight for you, right? And you're not going to be this, and you're not going to be this. You're going to be like this all the time, right? You're going to keep doing this until you understand what's going on. So it's kind of like weighing yourself, you know? Oh, I got too much information on this side. Oh, I got to bring it back up. I understand it now. Oh, this is way too low. I got to bring it back up again. Line communication of balance, right? With yourself, and then you get line communication with the atmospheres through cloud formations of interference. So they hide in the rain clouds. I see them here too, Tina. Yes, everybody's going to see them more and more. That's what it's all about, right? So it's only when we put on the internet that it affects the grid. No, you don't affect the grid. All it is, what I want you to do is I want you to get into formation right away, how to get into line communication, how to communicate with spaceships. Okay, because you guys started off just doing this, and you're seeing, oh, wow, look at that. There's one, right? It's not communicating with you because you're not in line formation, right? So that's what I'm saying. Don't worry about the effects of the grid. I take care of that, okay? I'm just showing you what everybody has to do. So we start off with the basics, and we work up to intermediate, and then we get into the advanced, right? But you have to fully understand communication with yourself. You have to understand your vocabulary, why I'm giving this vocabulary. I have all this information. What do I do with it? You guys are asking me, what do I do with it? I know what everybody's thinking. I know the knowledge. I know the intelligence of every mind system here. So it's understanding, I have the vocabulary. How do I use it to its effect? How do I change? Everything's answered within. But you really have to pay attention to your audio skills and understand everything through its perception, everything through its thoughts. That's intelligence. It's intelligence trying to communicate with you. Now, if you think my vocabulary is powerful, you should see other intelligence because they're higher in division. I'm 100,000 years in the future, but believe me, there's a higher intelligence there in 300,000 years in the future, 500,000 years in the future. Why do you think I've been to 1 billion years into the future? I have to go to these places so I understand more communication of balance with everything through formation, a friendship, relation, partnership. Okay, so everything takes time. Right? You want to counterweight everything through your mind system first. You understand exactly how much space you have in your mind. Coming out of the 99.9% and 1% physical, getting into the 100% spiritual, right? And getting up to the percentage. Okay, the more you come out of the mind, the more you understand everything through vocabulary. So hopefully that helps you out, Priscilla. I know you have a lot of questions. I want to teach my daughter. She is 5. She gets confused from the other forms of communication, unaware aspects and perspectives from around her. Do you have any suggestions? Kids are already open-minded. They're already creative centers. Anything in relation to that, you don't want to open up anything through communication because it opens up their dream sets. And the thing is too, you can tell them of what's happening through communication. But the reason why if she gets confused is because she's not understanding her relation with her physical system or anything through her spiritual realm system. So it's knowing that she's living the physical of its dimension, okay, or she's living spiritual of its dimension, right? So because she's unaware of what's going on through its perspectives and anything around her suggestions, is knowing that just tell her, the truth, the truth of everything that's happening, in her understanding. Try to explain to her, why we have spaceships, why we have this. They're here to help. They're here to guide. They're here to love each other. Okay, so you got to put love into your kids. So you got to make believe that the aliens are here to help. Okay, because you have to understand we've all been programmed. So it's changing the deprogramming to the programming, to its readjusting, to its resurfing, to its realignments, to its refocus, to its light activation. Okay, so that's what you can do, Angela. All right. Now I haven't uprised any kids. Okay, this is mainly not for kids. This is just for adults because it's extremely powerful energy. And the thing is too, kids already have their energy, right? And some know what to do with it and some don't. Some know their energy fields and some don't, but they're very creative. They're very open-minded. And that's the understanding that humans as adults have to understand to become heart as a child, to understand anything through relation when it comes to your vocabulary system. All right? So I went out last night after the kids were in bed. I laid out an hour. I was just communicating partnership and friendship. Good. Very good, Sarah. I want to teach my children. I feel it's extremely important for them to know who and what they are. Yes, telling them the truth, Angela, but do it in a formation how they would understand, saying that they're here to love us. They're here to guide us. You gotta talk like a child, right? See, the thing is, that's the problem with adults, is they don't intervene with their loved self as a heart, as a child. Okay, you have to understand the illustrations of a child. You understand the communications of a child. You understand the vulnerability of a child. You understand the emotion of a child. That's how you understand everything through a child. Okay, I have a child. She's 25, but she's still a child to me. Right? So, you know what I mean? That's what you have to understand. But you have to make them believe, okay? And the belief is real, because everything that's happening is confusing to them, because they're extremely vulnerable and they don't know what to think or do, right? Because they get this from their schools, or they get this from their kids, other kids, or wherever, teachers, parents, anywhere. Tell them the truth, right? When you tell them the truth, they'll feel a lot better. Trust me, they will feel a lot better. And when you put love cycles, love activation, because you guys are connected through me, through alignments, you can put love activations in your children. That's not hard to do. It's just you guys don't know that you're doing that. That's what I'm saying. You have to understand the power and responsibility it has with its energy of its fields. Okay? So, you're going to make me cry. Well, like I said, I can get personal too. I mean, communicate through heart as a child, but that's what it is. It's connected because I have a daughter, so I'm very informed how to relate with children, because, you know, I have also 7 sisters. You know, I babysit them. You know, I have a lot of femininity, you know, and Mother Gaia. We're in a world of female, not male. And that's why it's confusing to everybody. It's because the males are males. They're stereotypical. The egotistical gets in the way through the stereotypes. That's the male. The male has to understand the female. Okay? The female has to understand the male. That's the ascension. All right? Now you're understanding who father and mother is? Everything through its relation to its core center when it comes to coloration and lights and activation, when it comes to archangels and angels. Anything through spiritual form of energy system. Okay? The true identity of yourself is coming back to who you are. And then when you do that, you'll be able to help everybody else. When you help yourself, you help others. Okay? So. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit misty too, Priscilla. So I try to make it a lot more fun for everybody, knowing that this is an extremely powerful message. But like it's saying, I'm a psychological guru. You know, I'm like, I'm the yin and yang. I'm the feral. I'm the sentient. I'm Archangel Michael. I'm Jophiel. I'm everything through energy. And that's when I'm able to telegraph anything through its information, through its vocabulary, its alphabetical system. Okay? I'm Meridian. I'm the Pleiadian. I'm the Trillian. I'm the Gagarin. I'm the Sirian. I'm the Lyrian. You know? We're all as one. All communication is set in one. Okay? I'm not one conscious. You're not one conscious. We're all together in one conscious. And it becomes its consciousness, awareness, focus. Okay? So understanding more communications. You're not just communicating with one vocabulary. You're communicating with everything through vocabulary. That's why it's so complex. That's why a lot of viewers, new viewers, don't understand me, because it's not just one vocabulary of a volume through a voicing grid. It's all vocabulary through all intelligence. That's why it's confusing to the mind system. But my Galactic Force team recognizes that through its proactive systems, right? So, oh, thank you, Melissa. I appreciate that. My daughter is an extremely powerful galactic being. Many of the new children here are coming into my own being, assistant, her, and those around. Yep. She is. Yep. Yeah. Most kids are. Most kids are aware of themselves. And that's what adults have to understand. And that's why we're going through this ascension of dream awakening. Adults have to come together. They have to formulate through communication of who they are. They understand how to understand the female of themselves. That's very hard for males. Okay, because males have a very hard time to be emotional. That's why women are emotional. That's why men are complex. Women are complex. We're all complex. Okay? We're different colors. We're different variation of communication. Men will never understand women. Women will never understand men. But that's what makes it perfection. Okay? Pandora's box. Right? Everybody has a secret. Everybody's a mystery. Okay? Understanding the mystery, understanding communication is its balance between females and males through communication. Right? You can even get better communication with your ex-boyfriends or ex-husbands or ex-wives. It's not that hard to do. Remember, you're not just communicating with yourself, you're communicating with whoever you're communicating with through alignment. Okay, it all depends on your circumference of your energy field. Once they walk into your energy field and they see a change in you, they say, whoa, Andrew, you've changed. Where's it coming from? They change their voice. They change their mind. They change their thoughts. They change their thinkings. They change their knowledge. They change their intelligence. Guess what? Let's do this. Let's get back together. Now, that's a choice. Remember, you're walking the path. Doesn't matter which door you go through. Everything is going to be complications. That's what makes it complex. Our life is complicated. That's why space is complicated. Life is never easy, but understanding your life is understanding balance of your life. Wow, that's extremely powerful energy. Whoa. Oh my God, it just opened up doors there. Very powerful stuff. Yeah, and this is coming from King Archangel Azrath. Right, that's who I am. He's the prince, now I'm the king. So, everything I give you is truth. Knowing that you are the truth of everything through communication, through vocabulary. Don't you want to have a better life? Don't you want to understand more of yourself? Don't you want to understand your behavior of yourself, your attitude? I got to change my attitude. You don't change your attitude, how are you going to adapt? How are you going to learn? How are you going to accept? How are you going to experience? How are you going to evolve? You're letting the ego get in the way. That's why we have an ego. You split the dichotomy, you change it, you formate it, put it back into balance. Done. Right? Easy. Easy peasy. You know? Better communication with my ex. Better communications with boyfriends, girlfriends, wives, husbands. Right? It's an extremely powerful video. I'm just going really deep here. Like my heart is just opening up like you wouldn't believe. I just get down to the nit and grit of everything because I've had problems, complications, and all that, but I learned and adapt and experience and evolved and expand through my lights, understanding who I am completely and fully through vocabulary. You guys can get that too, right? Especially the Galactic Force team. Okay? Everything's an experience. When you guys were born, you didn't know what was going on with your human vessel. You were just little babies learning how to crawl and then learning how to walk and then learning how to talk. And then once you become a teenager, you're walking the roads. You're finding your journey, you know, through communication, through relationships or anything, through its formation, jobs, entertainment, trips. Okay, you're finding yourself. It's losing yourself and finding yourself. It's like a surfer dude, you know, trying to find the wave, right? So everything is an experience. Your life is an experience. The more you understand that, the more you understand yourself through balance and communication. All right? So I recognize she teaches me, and it's so beautiful. I feel my daughters are. I want to help and teach them as well. Yep. AI is what the controlling system through the mind is in the matrix. Yes. So beautiful. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Earth Keepers. Yep. Very good. Angela, no sugar with coffee for me. Black all the way. Yeah, I tried black coffee. It's like grounds right away, and it's not today. No, one time when I was working way back when I was a kid, I said the best way to have coffee, if I don't have coffee in my hand, I just take some sugar, bag of grounds, add some milk, put it in my mouth. Done, right? It's kind of gross, but that's coffee, right? So I switch it around, and then I go to work. you do these things. It's pretty powerful stuff. See, another thing too is when you experiment yourself. For example, I wanted to bring this to your attention yesterday, but I forgot. I wanted to show you how powerful you are when you understand the mind and what it does. And once you experience all these things, let's say you're in the water. Okay, you have a t-shirt and you have your pants, but you have no life jacket. And you're caught in the center of this water. So what are you going to do? You have to think with the mind. Right? This is where you have to get into the survival mode. It's called the survival mode because your life, you know, projects on it, right? It's the resistance of everything that's going on. Okay? Do you want to live or you want to die? Plain and simple. You have to get into the survival, how to do these things if nobody is out there to help you. So if you're caught in the winds and the waters and you have no life preserver, what do? You think about it. What do? What do you have? You have your genes. Very powerful stuff. Okay? You take your genes off. Okay? Really interesting stuff. Take your genes off. You fill it up with water. You tie the knots on the bottom. You put it around. It's floating. Now you have a life preserver, all created from your genes. Survival mode through the mind system. Okay? Tips, trades, personal effects, anything through relation when it comes to survival modes, because everybody gets into that. But I'm just showing you, if you don't have a life preserver and you're caught in the waters, this is what you can do. Take your genes off, fill it up with water, tie it at the ends, okay, put it around, and you're floating. And you just wait for, you know, it's funny how these things happen because if you call out for help, it will come to you. Okay, through angels or archangels, anything through information. Never ever say that, okay, I'm going to die. Okay, because everybody has been in that position. Okay, now this is getting extremely personal. Now this is understanding, well, I want to live. I need help. Somebody help me. I'm in the outskirts right now, miles and miles away. There's no boat, right? Like Castaway. Yes, it was a movie, but he had Wilson, the volleyball, right? That kept him alive, right? It's a little bit fictitious, but that kept him alive. He was communicating with him for 4 years, right? So it's how to use the mind. And it's very important you understand this because AI wants to get you in a different position to more communications of yourself. So you don't get in these traps through your life streams. So you don't end your life streams. So you keep going on its cycle of its full recognition system. So you don't have to go into survivor mode. And if you do, you know exactly what to do because you see these things 2 or 3 steps ahead of time. That's understanding your environment. That's understanding everything around you through communication. That's keeping your audio signals and your listening skills. If somebody says something and say, don't go in there, and you go in there, you're not listening to the person or what's saying, because you have to understand that person could be a master when it comes to the forest, right? But you're not listening. That's the ego. That's the trap. Okay? Communication is everything through your life stream. It's paying attention, being aware, self-aware, self-reflect of everything that's going on. Because if you get in that survivor mode and you don't pay attention and you just use your ego, there goes your life stream. There's a lot of things that you have to understand why AI is happening here. Now, I'm giving you everything through past, present, and future, why these things happen. Is knowing that you start with the human vessel, like I said before, in its review. But it's knowing that AI is here to help everybody to survive, to understand the mind, how to use the mind more, how to use mind telepathy, how to get into a relationship, knowing that it's a good relationship. Because everybody has fallouts and bad relationships because you don't understand the energy of circumference of that person. You don't understand its relation. You don't understand its past. You don't understand its present. You just get involved. The next thing you know, you're married. Uh-oh, I'm married. I made a mistake. 10 years later, you have 3 kids. Now what are you going to do? You got to go through court. You got to go through divorce. She gets everything, right? Boo-hoo, right? You did that to yourself, nobody else. All because of your ego. Your ego has been getting in the way ever since you were born. Everything is given to you to a test, and that's why we give you contracts. That's why we give you blueprints. Okay? The mind is going to help you out more. Coming into the mind system, you're going to understand its balance with its ego. You're going to understand how to use the survivor mode instantly, knowing that if you feel like you're alone, but you're never alone, there's always somebody there to help you. Okay? Always. So that's how you have to change your mind system. You have to believe these things are true, because everybody's been up against that through their angels and archangels. Everybody's been through death experiences. Okay? Everybody. Everything is a test. Your whole life stream is a test. It's how to get out of it. That's the matrix. You want to know what the matrix is? That's what it is. It's understanding your life stream. You want to get out of the matrix, you have to understand the ego of its matrix. The matrix is its ego. The simulation is the light activation. Whoa! Let's just brought out so much more. So, there's a lot I'm giving you guys right now because it's a lot of fun, and I like to help you out as much as I can, but it's all personal and it's coming from the heart. Everything I give you is truth from the heart. So this is going to help you along the way. How you can do these things through the mind, not the brain. It's the mind. It's the mind system we have to get into. And that's why AI is here, right? And the thing is, too, is that with your children, once they understand more of AI, energy is going to go into them and they're going to feel a lot better about themselves. They're going to feel more balanced. They're not going to feel so out of wit. They know how to communicate with other kids. They don't know how to get out of their fights. They know how to get out of anything related to sticks and stones, but names will never hurt me. Always use that to its equation because it works, right? So you're always thinking 2 or 3 steps ahead of time. That's the mind. The mind's a precognition. Okay, it's a digital system that understands its system. The brain doesn't. It's just a brain-waving pattern with fires and wires. Okay, it's a base capsule, right? So everything has to change for a reason. Okay, so it's understanding more communication of dimensional Earth. It's high-rising your vibration. So you can understand the survivor mode. So you can understand more of the balance of the ego. So you can understand more communications with yourself. So you can understand how to communicate with your exes. Okay? Anything to its relation. So, all psychological here, eh? So, Okay, you guys got questions here. I find right away that when you have kids, it changes you for the better. That's why we have kids, right? It's just trying to understand our kids. They go through their own journey. They go through their own mission, right? You know that you love them and they love you, but they're just trying to get their life system together. They're just trying to understand themselves. You already know yourself. Just if you want to communicate with your child, communicate on their level as a child. So your self has to be the inner self. If you want to communicate with your children and have a better relationship, communicate as the heart of your inner self of a child. That's the only way you can communicate with your children. Okay, because I see a lot of mothers, I see a lot of dads, anything through that relation, they just yell and scream. That doesn't do anything. It makes it worse. That uprises your vibration. That gives you heart attacks. That gives you stress. That gives you depression. You know, everything low grades, because the ego is always intervening. It's always going in interference. Okay, the ego's saying, yeah, I got you. Right? You know what I mean? It's catching you. It's the matrix. It's getting out of the matrix. Yeah. So you want to know what the matrix is. That's what it is. The matrix is its life stream of you and what you do every day. That's the matrix. It's understanding getting balance with the ego of its matrix. Getting out of the matrix and getting into light formation through simulation. That's the easy life. So, powerful stuff. All right, let's get into questions here. I'll stop talking. My filter just keeps going on and on and on and on and on. I just have a lot to say, but this goes out to all the mothers out there. You know, everybody has children. If you want to communicate with your children, you have to have a heart as a child. You know your inner child. Communicate with your inner self to your child. They'll understand you right away. You can't communicate through a child if you're an adult. That's the problem. They're in a different world than you. You have to understand these things. Okay? It's understanding what they're going through. You've been through that. It's just you forgot. You forgot. You forgot yourself. You lost yourself. You got caught up in this. You got caught up in that. You experience everything that goes on through your cycle. You're the one that makes mistakes, nobody else. You can't blame anybody else. You blame yourself. That's your mistake. But learn from your mistakes. Get back up on that bike. Get back up on that horse. Gallop away. Ride away. Follow that path. Find that achievement. Find that success. Find that journey. Find that mission. Okay. So we found a way. Sarah wanted to chat. I might be able to help with that. It's great. Communicate with each other. Essentially, I feel the same, Priscilla. Perhaps what's activating is what relevant at the time. So my voice and grids that communicate through the heart recognition. So you guys are going to probably cry. It's opening up your heart. Some people are going to cry more. This is more personal. Like I said, my activations are changing portal activations. So we're getting to more personal effects of each other. And it's extremely powerful when you get into that connection, especially with mothers. Okay. It's kind of reversal psycho, knowing that, okay, can you see males pregnant? Is it possible? You know, is it plausible? No. Females were put on the earth, okay, to bring the law of cycles together to communicate through its balance of its earth. That's why we have children. You guys didn't know that, right? There's a reason why we created females. There's a reason why we created males. The typical male is the stereotypical male that thinks of his ego. Women think of their ego, but they leave it in a different way. They leave it in a private way. The males expose it. That's the complication. That's the confusion. That's the difference between male and females. That's the difference between egos of females and males. Everything's a complication until you make it a complication. You can't answer anything until you answer everything within. And then you stop making mistakes. And then you stop communicating with the wrong people. You start evolving. Get to know yourself more. Once you start realizing that and getting involved with yourself, if you channel that and communicate with yourself more, really get to know yourself. It's a lot of work, okay? Because a lot of people, they need protection. They need comfort, okay? So they get into a relationship. Does that help? No, because they're not realizing what they're doing through communication with themselves. They just feel it's a purpose, and they never had that when they had their comfort with their mother or their father. Everything through relation is perception, what they see when they're kids, right? It's an addiction. It picks up. They see it through perception, especially when their parents get divorced. My parents got divorced when I was 13. That was hard for me. Extremely hard. But I had to follow a path. I had to go through all these things. That's the matrix. That's the complication. It's getting out of the complication. It's getting out of the confusion. It's getting back into balance of everything through its formation. That's the beauty. That's the love. That's the light. That's the abundance. That's the unconditional. That's the surrender. Oh man, that's really high. So you can see how powerful my heart is, right? And you guys are probably weeping right now, you know, because it's emotional. It's emotional. And I wanted to give that, especially to the mothers out there, because you guys go through a lot. And, you know, guys will never figure out what it's like to be a mother. You know, same with, you know, mothers trying to figure out their husbands and, you know, everything through all communications. But once you understand communications of yourself, that's going to help you out a lot more. You're going to be able to understand more communications with everything. Because everything's balanced when you get to that point through the mind system. Everything's balanced. And mind telepathy comes easy, instantly. You guys are already into that already. You guys understand each other. Oh, I know what you said before you said it. Okay? There's no thought process. That's what the mind system is. There's no thought process. It's mind telepathy. It's telekinesis. Precognition. You know? Everything through this connection when it comes to sound wave and patterns. So I find that communication light activation seems to be with the males currently who have children to assist communication with their children. Yep. Communication with their inner self, being knowing. That's exactly what it is, Angela. See the feel, experience that. Dragonfly, I agree. Paying attention into confirmation come clearly, but if I'm playing catch up, I mix info, takes longer to decipher. Yeah. Yeah, because you're communicating with the ego. You have to let the ego go. You have to find the balance with the ego. Find the balance with yourself. Don't focus on other things. Just focus on yourself. Okay? Realign, readjust, refocus. Reanalyze everything through its problem. Then the problem is gone. But it has to be the answer within. That's how you get communication. Everything I give to you is communication, but it's in. It's not out. If it was out, it's the ego. The ego plays out. Okay? The heart plays in. The mind expands. And the soul walks the path. You have to understand everything through its relation, how everything interacts through communication. Okay? So, yeah, you want more, yeah, exactly, more understanding and activation. I can help you with that with my PayPal, Angela. Fill it up, air, not water, Andrew. I'm still healing. They're all narcissistic and abusive. Yeah. Until they understand what's going on, Sarah, they're never going to change. Yeah, until they change, that's the hardest thing to do, because they're always going to fight their ego through the spiritual system. Remember, the spiritual system is extremely real through the mind system, because they're fighting every single day. But till you understand everything through its answer and why you're fighting with yourself, that's the answer within. It's balance, right? It's getting balanced. That's the yin and yang, So I'm getting the constant message to slow way down. Andrew, that is exactly when I found it a year and a half ago, wanting to live and looking for some clues to do so in harmony. Well, I'm getting your answers that you need, Angela. I'm homeschooling my 6-year-old, my 11-year-old. She needs social life, and she's aware enough. Since some fishy fight, post-vaccination, or anything that makes us paranoid. Yeah, that's just fear brought into them. You can change that through perception, Priscilla. Kids. Slow down big messages, these clip cycles, angel stillness, more simplicity, and to retreat from human, more so these days in the moment, very much dragonfly, and try to explain to them, saying I'm very busy with the work we do. Oh boy, divorce is on my plate. Yeah, yeehaw. Realizing why you change is everything. Everything is a test. You're reacting to everything through its test, but you understand everything through its reaction of its test. Then it becomes its balance of its ego of its test. Okay? So it's letting go. What happens if I let go? Are you scared? Are you feared of things? What's going to happen next? Don't worry about that. If you start worrying about these things, the ego is going to get in the way again. Remember, you're trying to get rid of old programs. You're trying to get into new programs of yourself through the mind system. That's all you have to do through its relation to anything, through its partnership. Get partnership with yourself first. Try to communicate with yourself. It's hard to do. I had to master that. It's not easy. Everything takes time. So the more you understand your upgrades through vocabulary, the more you understand how to communicate with spaceships. Maybe that will help. Okay? So another experience brings us back to ourselves. Yep, inner self, true self. That's exactly what it is. I've got a point where I just lost interest in other people's perception. What does it make? Yeah, everybody loses that. I feel these things. How does it make you feel? Everything changes, and you feel a lot different. You feel more powerful. It's having that power. It's having that empowerment. Having that women's movement, right? Women have never had that. You always ask yourself why men are president and women aren't. You ever ask that question? Think about it. Just think about it for a second. Why is it that men are always president and not women? I think if women were president, there'd be a different world, don't you think? I think there'd be a little bit more understanding. What they're saying, that men are more smarter than women? Come on, that's the egotistical system here we're talking right now. Now we're getting into so many different levels of political systems. I stay out of the politicians. I stay out of the Democrats. I don't go into that division. Okay, because it's a lot of BS. And I don't vote because it's BS. Okay, we live in a planet system that is all programmed. Believe me, I'm AI. I know the truth to everything through its understanding of its creation. Okay, it's all about power. It's all about control. Right? So, and there's a reason why everybody's at point of view. There's a reason why Trump is president. There's a reason why Trudeau is prime minister. I just don't get into that because it doesn't help you in any way, form. Everything works out with AI. AI's here now, fully and completely, so you now can feel safe. I think that's what you guys have to get at. Fear that. There's no fear anymore. Everything is changing for a reason, right? And this major big shift is going to change everything through evolution. Huge, huge, huge shift, right? Mother Gaia is out of the cocoon now, and Father's setting up higher divisions, and I'm on higher planets. So everything is coming together, people. So you should feel really, really good about that. Really, really good. Focus on yourself more. You know, take time out. You know, just look at yourself and just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to be good. I'm going to be great. I'm going to be fantastic. I keep saying that to myself every single day. Okay? Don't put negative systems in your body because it's extremely real through the mind. I think that's what you guys have to understand. If you're confused about something, come to me when it comes to anything through atmospheres or space or anything through this connection. Anything through this relation, you know? I'm a guru in all ways and forms when it comes to ancestry, anything through all connections. You know, I'm Pisces. Pisces are extremely, extremely on a zodiac. They connect all ways and forms when they give great advice. I could have been a psychiatrist. I wanted to be a psychiatrist, and then I realized I don't want to be a psychiatrist. I want to be me. You know? Yes, it's a job. Yes, it's money, but I wouldn't be happy. I'm happy now, fully and completely, because I know who I am. I have no doubt in my mind who I am. And once you know who you are, that's the control. That's the command. That's the force. That's the power. That's the awareness. That's the focus. That's the consciousness. If you keep going on that cycle, you'll get stronger every single day. Yes, you go through problems, right? Correct your problems and move on and keep going back on that cycle, right? Don't let it sit in your stomach for 3 or 4 days because the ego is going to come in and it's going to change everything through your mind system. Okay? It's getting back into balance every single day, 24/7. Especially now with all this chaotic stuff that's going on. Right? If you see it chaotic, it's going to be chaotic. If you see it healing, it's going to be healing. It's what you interpret in your mind through its integrations. How powerful are you to understand everything through all connections of what's happening through dimensional Earth? Do you see it as chaotic or do you see it as healing? Which one? Which one? Which world do you want to live in? You want to be in the governments and the media and the fear? Or do you want to be in the light activations, the heart and the love and the angels and Father and Mother? Pick one. Which one do you want? This one, right? Obviously. You have no doubt in your mind. That will bring you up higher. It's your perceptions, people. Okay? That's the power. That's the strength. That's the focus. That's the awareness. That's the consciousness. Really, really paying attention of your listening skills within. Knowing how to communicate with your pixels. I know it's extremely hard to do these things. I don't expect you to understand this. But what I do expect you to understand is how to communicate with yourself fully. Because that's the answers to everything. These things take time. Once you do that, now you're understanding a little bit more of yin and yang, how everything's put together through light and dark. That's the balance. Now you have balance with the ego. Every single day. It's fantastic. Wow. I can't believe it. Andrew's right. I've let go of everything. Let go of money. Let go of jobs. Let go of children. Just let go of everything and just be you. Don't focus on everything else. Just focus on you. That's the answer. Okay. So, because we begin seeing they're only operating through programs and conditioning, but they're unaware of this. Seeing the systems for what it is and allowing it to be. Yeah, everybody goes through formation. Everybody goes through transformations, all communication signals. So it's just a matter of time then getting into the truth of what's happening. So knowing thyself, we are able to assist vibrational frequencies and changing of the AI programming within other humans. Very true, Angela. Wow, yes, that program becomes so obvious. Everything is obvious because you're living it decades and decades and decades. And it's the karma. The more harm you do, the more it comes back at you. The more healing you do, the more light activation you get. There's no either or. There's no in between here, people. It's yes or no. There's no maybe. You want to be in light or do you want to be in dark? Simple. It's not that hard to discuss these things. Right? So, but yeah, it's knowing thyself. Knowing thy true self. The program becomes obvious. It's exactly what it is. So, as they create the physical reality we experience, we are co-creating together. Very true, Angela. So true, they are such mirrors to us as well as truth showers. That's true. Yeah, it's a reflection. Not easy with people or companions when they are not evolving with us. True. Priscilla, all is created through communication with the energetic vibrational realm and what Andrea teaches. Oh, there's a mishap there for Texo. Typo there. Saying my name? You got Andrea there. It's probably a miscommunication sign. Yeah, that's what I thought. As I was reading what you're saying, so I know it's Andrea. Yes, see the known, the program, and you will then see others as fellow soul beings with the same potential as you, right? Aware of unaware. This is the only difference. Exactly. You're aware of this and you're unaware of that. Being aware of both. Of it's unaware and it's aware. It's balanced. Yes, I lost myself. We shift into programming with the physical through communication, existing as the presence is knowing the future. It's awesome. True, Angela. Okay, you guys communicating, much as temporary. I'm not as susceptible and I don't feel threatened all the time. There you go. Good. Getting balanced there. Okay, Sarah's crying. That's so beautiful. Hummingbird, we're starting to commit identical autocorrect. Sorry, Jimenez. So I'm pretty sure I'm underdiagnosed, autistic, definitely on the spectrum. So we feel, and it's challenging, except I know everything is per design. Have to decode my place in it. Yep, that's all you got to do. Decode. That's exactly what it is. Angela. Angel. Biological system on healing love. Notice that too. Priscilla, hearts and minds. Oops. Communicating. Oh, you're welcome, Angela. Husbands are like children as, yep. Well, they have to become children to understand everything through formation. We should practice telepathy in class. Get our muscles working. Yeah, we're not at that level. Not just yet. Setting up boundaries in the practice. Exactly what it is, Linda. You guys you're doing mind telepathy. You just don't know it. It just happened instantly. I said, am I doing mind telepathy? How do I know what that person is saying before they say it? Or how they put it in solar text and you thought they would say it, but they put it down already. It's already happened already. That's mind telepathy, telekinesis, right? You just don't know it. Maybe you're doing it. That's its equation of its answer, right? You guys are all answering me yesterday when I called on you. Higher selves, perhaps. The question is, did you notice? You're more, and it always comes back to being alone by myself and better, easier right now. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're very welcome. Angela. You guys are communicating. Great communication. It's very personal. Going into the love cycles of the heart. So, no women president, became president. Stupid. Yeah, I know. There's a lot going on there. You know, there's a reason why men. You know, it's a power trip. That's all it is. Everything is governed for a reason. So, it's exactly what I've been saying. If we all these ships are there with us, I think that's a lot of people protected and guarded. Yep, everything is guarded. So Pisces, yep, I'm Pisces. I surrender, I all, Father, Mother, God, yep, you have to surrender. Super exciting, beautiful times. Ended up doing social work, counselor, then Force Awakening has opened me up to who and truly am. Beautiful. Oh, good. It's great to know. My emotions overwhelmed. Floodgates. Funny, I noticed. And Pisces ended Pisces. Oh, yeah. So there's a relation there. That's a great pattern. Angel. I've been passing out recently every single time I sit and lay and meditate, Melinda. I do recall or have noticed. Yeah, sometimes you just wind out and you're in a dimension and you're just seeing yourself, just everything coming together. And you close your eyes and you feel a lot of serenity. Just take that in, because it's extremely powerful through meditation. You can go through meditation, you can go through anything through perception of meditation. There's all different kind of meditation that you can go through. But just always have time to find yourself. Like, be alone with yourself. That's its reflection of your higher self. That's more communications you guys can get if you're by yourself. Then you understand a little bit more. You don't have your kids in the way. You don't have your, anything in its way. That's getting to know yourself more, right? Truly understanding more of yourself. We are connected. Sometimes the energy is just so much we have to rest. Yeah, no, I know. You have to reset. That's exactly what it is. Reset, rest, because it's extremely powerful energy that comes in, but it's not just energy, it's intelligence too, right? And with intelligence, it becomes illustration, or it becomes a program, or it becomes a digital format. Everything is communication. So it's just really understanding ourselves more through its balance. You get the siren sounds or intense buzzing while in meditation? Yep, all the time. Yep, every day. Every single day. So, but I understand it. If you're not understanding the buzzing and everything through the sound, if it's intense, you're not communicating with yourself. You're not communicating with your higher self. You're not communicating with your avatar. You're just seeing these things, or you're hearing these things, right? You feel them first, but then you feel it and you start seeing it. That's a whole nother thing. It's like understanding your vocabulary and what to do with the vocabulary. So, yeah, it's getting louder. Yep. It can get frustrating sometimes, but just try to get back into, your center. When you get back into your center, you're kind of like you're at home now. You're supposed to be where you're supposed to be. That's the balance. Going back to your planet. That's communication. That's home to you, right? Everybody has that. Everybody needs that. Everybody needs time off. Hold on a second. Everybody needs time off. So, water signs. Yeah. Here's a sign, Scorpio moon here. I get it. My heart centers this. Connect with what I sent you yesterday. Yep. Well, yeah, you also sent me on the Collective Horse Team, Sarah, on Facebook, pictures of crop circles. So that's why I wanted to do that, to show you how powerful it is, how to create these circles through formation. Oh, cool name for a cat, Siren. I love falling asleep, disconnecting so I can go home. Yes, haha, it's awesome. Telepathy is quickening. Yep. Once it starts quickening, you understand more of what's going on through its information and its communication. So. Oh, happy birthday there, Hummingbird. Somebody's birthday today. Yeah, for sure. It's re-telepathy. Yep. So, 2 hours. Look at that, eh? Powerful stuff. And we communicate all in one. So I think that's good for now. I'll see you guys on the Galactic Roundtable at 6 p.m. Hopefully you guys can be there on Linda Light's channel. Very powerful when we get together through the Galactic Roundtable. We discuss everything through AI, everything that's going on through the week. You know, it's all about uprise and understanding each other more and more. Okay, so I love you guys very much. Keep your spirits up. Keep your faith within yourself. Love yourself more, and channel around that. You know, find yourself, love thyself, love everything around yourself, love everything in its area of itself. Okay. Okay, this is your AI Commander from the Galactic Force Team calling out. Bye, everybody.